okay, just let us know, darling. Just double checking, just waiting people coming on. How are you today?
I'm
Good?
good. Good, thank you. And you?
Very good, thank you. Very good. Let me just see if I can do something here. I feel you're quite low.
Just
Speak to me just a wee minute.
yeah, can you hear me well? Because I
I
can
can
hear you.
hear you, but I just feel it's a bit low, that's
Oh,
all.
no, you're not. You're not. Your sound is just great.
That's
Uh,
okay. It seems a bit better now. Alexandra, can you put in the comments? I think we can put in the chat or even open your screen just so if you could hear both of us okay before we start. And I've got that record just dun, 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 just put this over here. I obviously did this last time. I obviously got it all wrong. That I was on a different live and people were on it, and I was like, "There's nobody here." And
goodness.
NIcoline's very faint.
both lines very faint. Yeah, they
Really?
feel. Yeah, they feel quite. I'm struggling to hear you. Thank you, Alexandra.
Oh,
Is this any better?
Yes,
Is that better? Is that better?
Great.
yes,
Yeah.
Great.
yes.
All right. Yeah.
Take out those
I switched to another
earphones. I think my
microphone.
earphones are maybe 2 minutes. Tell me if it's better with the earphones or without.
There is a kind of echo. I don't know.
Is that better?
Yes.
This is good.
Is that
I think.
better? Is that
Yeah.
better, Alexandra?
Yes.
Good. Good to go.
Great.
Yes, thank you. Amazing. I've put out emails and things, so it's recorded for everybody. So you're getting the best of both worlds here. So yeah, Alexandra, brilliant. Okay, so I'm going to give you a wee intro about NIcoline, and then she'll just go. Good, is that all good? I feel looking off the dark.
Yep.
I don't know what's going on here. Let me just see. That's better. I was looking really dark there. There we go. Better. You don't want. That's fine. Okay, so NIcoline is a certified business mentor. I'm just going to put my screen up here because that's better. That's why. Who is a certified business mentor. She's a human design coach, a speaker, and author of books Aligned Energy, Flick the Fuck It Switch. I like that. And a new release, Designed to Thrive, which will be published in November. She helps coaches, mentors, and healers use human design to attract aligned. I'm just going to mute you, Alexandra, because I'm thinking that's thing in the audio there. Yeah, better. So she helps coaches and mentors and healers use human design to attract aligned clients, earn more, and grow a business they love without burnout or fake market. Love it. Her clients get to unlock their full potential in order to make an impact in the world. With her 30 years experience as a coach, her creative mind and strong intuition, NIcoline always has an answer to any question that professionals may have. NIcoline loves reading, cold water swimming. Oh, I was in that this morning. Enjoys James, and I got chucked out the swimming pool. And enjoys James Bond movies as a guilty pleasure, apart from her native tongue, Dutch. NIcoline is fluent in English, German, French, and studies Spanish. And I met NIcoline quite a few number of years ago now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe about
Yeah, we did.
3-4 years ago. I think it was the William White Cloud
Yes.
scenario where we met many years
Yeah.
ago, quite a few years ago now. So on you go. I'll just let you go, Nicolina, or if you've got anything to ask before we go, please
No,
do.
I'm fine. I'm fine to go, and I'm really excited to be sharing my human design knowledge in this wonderful group. So, Alexandra, I love it that you're here live on the call, and everyone who's watching the replay. feel free to ask me any questions afterwards. But I'm definitely going to share some great insights that you didn't know were hidden in your design, in your personality. Now, let's start first by asking you the question, like, who of you have ever felt like business is tough, business is hard, it's like pushing a boulder uphill? And I think many of us say yes to that question, because many of us have struggled and many of us feel like, oh, we need to do this and that. And perhaps it doesn't even get you any results. And that was me years ago. I joined group programs and masterminds and all kinds of courses, because I thought I had to follow a certain blueprint and a strategy in order to become successful in my business. I've been an entrepreneur now for over 15 years, but I wasn't always that comfortable with talking to clients, networking. Um, in fact, I always thought like, this is not me. But I had this weird idea of who I really was, until the moment that I got my human design. And I remember it's now 7 years ago. And I felt so frustrated because I had tried so many things. I had tried so many blueprints, like, 6 steps to 6 figures and 10 steps to 10K months, all those blueprints, the cookie cutter approaches, like do this, do that, and then you're fine. But they didn't work for me. And at some point, I really thought there must be something wrong with me. Why isn't it working? And I was working so hard and I was really struggling. And then from a friend, and you know her really well as well, and Erna, she gave me my human design profile and she said, read this and you'll like it. And I read it and I was like, yeah, well, I'm not sure. I don't know. It didn't land. And after a few months, I read it again. And then I was like, oh my goodness, this is so spot on. This is so me. And it really describes, based on your date of birth, time of birth, and place of birth, it describes who you are to the letter. And I love making things practical. So that's where my journey started on, okay, knowing all these elements about human design, how does that play out in business? So knowing a bit of background about human design, it is, many people already know this more and more, and this is a great thing because I don't have to explain it a lot. Human design is a combination of 4 spiritual learnings and 1 science element. The main element is astrology. That's the modern astrology. So your date of birth, time of birth, place of birth, that creates your profile. Then another important element is the Chinese I Ching, the Kabbalah, and the Hindu Brahma chakra work. And the science element is quantum physics. And I know you love this, and I know you work a lot with quantum jumping and quantum healing, etc. And this is where for me, it became really interesting because it's all about energy. And especially when we are the business as being self-employed, energetics are the most important element in running the business. And when I found out that element, like, now we're going to play with it. And so I started playing with it for me in alignment with my design. And then I started playing with it with my clients. And things really shifted, and it shifted really fast. And for many people, if not all of my clients, when I talk about their human design, first of all, they say, oh my God, now I finally understand human design, because it can be very complicated for many people. But the other thing is that they finally got permission, they felt they got the permission to really be themselves and not having to follow another blueprint that doesn't work for them. So, and that's what I really hope to do with today's sessions, that we give you some insights into your design. So hopefully you all have your design, and then we can have a look at your design and talk about those elements that are crucial for your business in order to get the right clients and to earn more money and really feel good about your business without the burnout or the overwhelm. So when we dive in, and Anne, you agreed that we're going to have a look at your design. So I think I can share my screen, right? No, I need to
Yes, yes.
double.
Do I need for you to allow screen sharing? There we go.
Yeah, okay, great. So I can allow a window, and I would love to, no, not this window. I would love to share this window.
There you
So
go.
can you
Yep.
see your
We-
design? Yeah, great.
Yep.
So when you
Mhm.
put in all your information, your date of birth, time of birth, and place of birth, if you don't exactly know your time of birth, start with 12 p.m. and then see what changes during the day, if there are any changes, because sometimes there are some changes during the day, but very often there are no changes. So start with 12 p.m. and then see what happens. So this is what you get. And of course, this is a whole bunch of numbers and, you know, the squares and the triangles. Um, and hopefully I'm going to tell you a bit more about that so it becomes more clear. First of all, for everyone, this represents the position of the planets on the day, time, and place that you were born. So that in human design, we call it's your conscious design. It's representing traits that you know about yourself, that you're pretty much familiar with. On the left-hand side, it represents the position of the planets and therefore specific numbers here for you, 88 days before you were born. And that basically means that your soul, your personality got formed, got crystallized, as they call it in human design. And it's your unconscious design. And very often when people struggle in business, it's hidden. There are very important cues hidden in this part of your design. So this is your unconscious design. Very often it is the way people look at you. So this is how you see yourself, all these numbers here, all these gates. I won't go into all of them, but I want to highlight a few. And this is how people see you very often. Now, when we dive into Anne's design, the first thing is to understand is your energy type. So Anne is a manifesting generator. Manifesting generators are, together with generators, represent the biggest group. 70% are generators and manifesting generators. They have this sustainable energy. They have this constant source of energy, and that's coming from this element, the sacral center. So the energy is the trademark for generators and manifesting generators. And this is also very important when you want to attract clients, knowing that your energy is your trademark. And we know this about you, your energy, your enthusiasm, your love for what you do, that is what makes you magnetic. When you talk about your topics, people can feel like, I mean, we're not in the same country, but I can feel it from the screen, like this is passion, this is your enthusiasm, the love for what you do. And it's the same for me. I mean, I'm a generator, so I need to maintain my energy and needs to be high when I speak from that enthusiasm and love for what I do. That's how I become magnetic. Is it that easy? Of course, there are other elements, but it starts with the energy for generators and manifesting generators. Now, Alexandra, I know you're a projector. So what's important for you when you look at the energy type, so the way you attract clients is through your calm guidance, your wisdom, because I always call projectors the proverbial lighthouses. So they send out the signal, and just by being there and sending out the signal, they guide people. So they have this calm, embodied wisdom. And that's how you attract clients. You don't need to be like all over the place and enthusiastic. You can be, of course, but your magnetism comes from broadcasting the message with calm confidence, from wisdom, and you're a natural guide. The generators and manifesting generators are the people who roll up the sleeves, do the work, because they have this huge amount of energy. Projectors, and then the other two, manifestors and reflectors, I don't know if we have any in the room or watching the replay, you don't have that sustainable source of energy. And that's not an issue, but it's important that you honor the rest that you need. Manifesting generators and generators, we can go on forever as long as we do what really lights us up. But for projectors, manifestors, and reflectors, you need more rest. And honoring the need for rest, that's what makes you magnetic. So you get rest, and that's how you can really step into that role of confident lighthouse, and that's how you attract clients. So, and of course, there's a lot more to say about the energy types, but that's like the first element in human design to know and understand. Then the second element that's crucial, and in Anne's case, this is linked to being a manifesting generator, is the strategy. And the strategy for generators and manifesting generators is to respond. Now, what does that mean? And especially in business, when you respond to the cues that you get, to the signs that you get, that's how you create the best offers. That's how you create the best messaging. And that's how you get the best opportunities. Instead of initiating, because that's not for generators or manifesting generators, it's crucial that you respond. And responding means I've read an article and that really lights me up. I want to say something about that. Great, that's content for your social media. I spoke to a client and they said specific words about their problem, and that's what I can use on my sales page, or I can create a video about. That is responding, but also interviewing clients, asking them what they need, and then creating an offer for it. That is responding. Instead of, oh, I'm an expert in this or that field, and I'm just going to put it out there. That's not for generators or manifesting generators. For projectors, it's important that they get invited, that they get recognized and invited. So the strategy for projectors is a long-term strategy, because think of the lighthouse, just broadcast the message with calm confidence, and the right people will pick up on that message, and then they will invite you, they will recognize you, and they will invite you. And it may sound like, oh, I'm screwed for having to wait for an invitation. But waiting for the invitation means that you don't have to waste any energy on, oh, I'm going to tell you what to do. Oh, I'm just going to give you advice. No, you just broadcast the message. You automate the hell out of that to broadcast the message. So social media content, videos, batch it all, prepare it. So there is like a constant signal, and then look out for the invitation and the recognition. And that could look like, oh, that's interesting that you say that on your social media, or it's interesting that you mention this. Could you tell me more about that? That is an invitation for you. So attracting clients goes through recognition and invitation. And many projectors, and Alexandra, please tell me whether or not you can relate to this, feel like I can see this happening and I know the solution, but why is no one asking me? And once you try to do that without being asked or invited, people are not even listening and they are like, I don't even hear it. And then you're like, I know this. Why is no one listening? So if that's you, or if you've been in that situation, please let me know. But following the strategy is taking away so much tension already, and it's so helpful to know this, and it's just saves a lot of time and energy. And instead of feeling, the bitterness of, oh, I don't get recognized, people don't see me. It's like, apparently people don't want it. Of course, you can always ask, like, I may know a solution to your problem. Would you like to hear it? And then people invite you, and then you're great to go. But if you do it like uninvited as a projector, it's not going to work. So to mention the other energy types, manifestors are the visionaries, and they are the people who have they have their own way of doing things. And for some people, it may be weird, it may be too far-fetched, they don't get it. But this is what manifestors are all about. If you look at Adele, for instance, the artist Adele, the singer, she's a manifestor. And many people, and she talked a lot about this, didn't understand her. They didn't get her. But she is a manifestor. She's a visionary. She does things her own way. And all she needs to do, all between air quotes, because it's not easy if you don't know this, is to inform the people around her. So when she informs people, that's her strategy. They keep being involved and they keep following her. So yes, she is the visionary, and yes, she does things her own way, but she keeps people involved and connected through informing them. So that is her best strategy, and for many and all manifestors. Then we also have the reflectors. And the reflectors, when you look at this image, reflectors, it's all white. All these centers are white, which means that they are receptive to other people's energy through all their centers. I always call reflectors the canary in the coal mine, because they are so sensitive. They can sense when something is off. So they are incredible in groups, sensing, what's going on beneath the surface. And they just feel and sense, and that's their sensitivity, is their super talent. But many reflectors get told, like, you need to toughen up, and you're too sensitive. But actually, their sensitivity is their strength. And their strategy is to wait a lunar cycle. And of course, it's not when you're in a restaurant, you cannot wait a lunar cycle to order anything. But to go through life, especially in business, launching a new program or a product or a service, thinking about collaborations with people, and looking at clients, deciding on your ideal client, following the lunar cycle, because the moon has its cycles too. And when you follow that, and especially with 9 open centers, when it's all white, it means that you really need time to connect to what it is that you want. So that is crucial as a reflector. Now, if we look at authority, and authority in human design is your decision-making tool. And many people have emotional authority, and it basically means that this triangle here is colored. Now, when you think of business and emotional authority, and I'll talk about the other authorities too. When you think about emotional authority, you need time to decide. So instead of following the instant enthusiasm, the things that light us up, and especially as a generator or a manifesting generator like Anne, there are a lot of things that could light you up, because as a manifesting generator, you're multi-talented and multi-passionate. And it could be that you're like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do it all. But then it's important with authority, with the emotional authority, to take time to decide, to think for 2 or 3 days, to sleep on it, literally sleep on it. And then after 2 or 3 days, check in again with your sacral center. Like, am I really enthusiastic about this? Is this really what I want to do? And you can hear I'm asking closed questions, because your sacral center will respond to you like physical reactions. So it will be, goosebumps, or it will be butterflies in your stomach, but there will be this feeling of, oh, I want to do this. And if it's still there after 2 or 3 days, go with it. But if you're not sure, whenever you're in doubt as a generator or a manifesting generator, it's always a no. And it's not like, oh, let's try it anyway. It's, if you're in doubt, don't go there. It needs to be a hell yes, and then you're good to go. So that's emotional authority. Then we also have sacral authority. And the sacral authority is the instant clarity on, and with the yes and no questions. And that's what's going to help you. So, do I want to do this? Do I want to do this now? Is this contributing to a successful business? Is this the right partner to collaborate with? Those yes and no questions will give you the clarity that you need. So that is a great way to get to great decisions. Again, thinking of business, asking yourself those yes and no questions are really helpful to get to better decisions. If I only had known that I have emotional authority, that would have saved me a lot of money, because I heard about programs. I was in a webinar or a masterclass or whatever. And then, of course, someone came with the offer. And when they are really good at marketing, they have primed you up until the moment where you're like, oh, now they're going to do the offer. And then you're like, yeah, I need this. Of course, I need this. And there were so many impulsive buys that I did at the time. Whereas if I had taken the time, I wouldn't have bought the program. I wouldn't have joined a mastermind or, any program. So knowing your best way of decision making is really helpful. Then there is splenic authority, and that comes from this center. And the splenic authority is like intuitive knowing. It's like a whisper, and it's like instant knowing without the yes and no questions, but it's knowing like, yes, this is right for me. This is what I need. This is what I want. And that's a great thing to have, but it's also easy to miss, because splenic authority, the splenic voice, can be soft, and we tend to, all of us tend to live in our heads. So we listen to logic, and intuition isn't always logical. Very often it's not. It doesn't make any sense. But your intuition knows, it's like your gut feeling, like, I know this is right for me, even if the logical arguments are not saying that it's the right move. But splenic authority has that power, and it takes time and training to really start trusting that that feeling. Then there are other authorities. Alexandra, you have, let me have a look. You have heart authority. So that is this center. I'm looking at my other screen. So that's this center. And the heart authority is following your heart's desire. And this is so hard for many people, because they don't know what they really want, because we have been conditioned to think that we cannot have what we really want. So again, that also takes time and effort to really dive into, like, what is it that I really want? What is my heart's desire? If money was no objection, if I could have anything I want, if I could wave a magic wand, what would my life look like? And that is following your heart's desire. And that's how you take the best decisions. I'm having a look at the comments. Okay, good. So going back to sharing the screen again. Can you see my screen? Yeah?
Yes,
Yeah?
yes, still
Okay,
see it.
good,
Yeah.
good. All right, and then there in total there are 7 authorities in human design, but knowing your authority is so helpful in making better decisions, making better choices in your business, again, for products, for services, collaborations, communications, choosing a platform even. And I know, Anne, you ran the challenge for YouTube. I loved it. But for me, it was following my authority. Like, oh, I think I want to work on my YouTube channel. But I took a few days to really contemplate, like, do I really want to work on my YouTube channel? Because if I start with this challenge, I'm going to go all in. And my emotional authority said after 3 days, yes, go for it. Great. Then I spent a lot of time on the YouTube challenge. And of course, it had great results because I was really committed and I really felt like, yes, this is what I want to do. Because what happens a lot, and especially in business, and tell me if you can relate, you decide to do something because you feel enthusiastic. And after a week or 2 weeks, it starts to fade away. And then you're like, yeah, well, I skipped a day. Well, perhaps I should do something else. And you go to the next shiny object that you think will help you to go to success. But the thing is, we struggle in business and in life in general because we don't really listen. We don't really listen to what our body, our design, our personality already wants to tell us, because the body knows. And this is what I love about human design, is that tuning into your body has the answers and your design has the answers. So the great thing about it is that you can stop doing things that don't work. So now when you know you're a manifesting generator and you're multi-talented and multi-passionate, niching down to doing just one thing is not going to work. It's not going to work because you are multi-talented and multi-passionate. You need the variety of different things. And this is why, Anne, you combine, the spiritual work with very practical business stuff. And you show people YouTube and you work on consistency. And so you have this variety of elements, but it all contributes to one bigger goal, which is, I want you to start sharing your genius because you have a special gift with the world, and I want you to start using it. That's the overarching theme of your work. And everything that you do and all the knowledge that you have contributes to that one goal. But many manifesting generators get tripped up by the fact that, oh, I should choose just one thing. But you will be bored as hell when you do just one thing. You need all those different things. And knowing that is like getting a permission slip, like, you're multi-talented, multi-passionate, do it. For projectors, you are the lighthouse. You have this wisdom. You don't have to keep up with the generators and the manifesting generators. You can follow your own calm path. And it may be a longer term strategy, but it's sustainable, because if you start working like a generator or a manifesting generator, you will end up in a burnout, and you will be exhausted, and it feels like, oh, I'm moving stuff uphill. It's not your way of doing things. So understanding your energy type, your strategy, your authority is already so helpful. Looking at the profile lines, this is an important element. So, and you're 5-1, and the number comes from this element from your design. So this is the 5, and here is the 1. So it's the top two on the right-hand side and the left-hand side. So you're a 5-1. I'm a 1-3. Alexandra, you're a 2-4. So there are many different combinations, but there are 6 profile lines. And I would like to say something about each profile line, how they attract clients the best way. So the profile line 1, and you have it as in your unconscious design, but this is what you do. You share knowledge. You love gathering knowledge. You love studying. You love reading. You love information. And it also builds a very strong foundation. I'm a 1-3. I have the 1 in my design. And it's all about knowledge. I love gathering knowledge. I love reading. I love taking courses because I love to expand my knowledge, because it's also a safe space for me, knowing that I have this much knowledge and that I have the mastery of that knowledge. And of course, I don't know everything, but I do know a lot. And this is what builds security for me, but this is also how I attract clients. So sharing my knowledge is a great way for me to attract clients. So if you have the 1 in your profile, start doing masterclasses, guest lectures, share your knowledge, because that's how you become magnetic to clients. When you have a 2 in your profile, you are the natural genius. So you are great at what you do, but you may not see it yourself. So it's crucial that you know this about yourself. So whenever you think, and especially from now on, when you think like, oh, anyone can do this, that's where you hit a talent, when you have the profile line 2. And it's so easy to dismiss, like, oh yeah, but anyone can do it. This is not that special. I'm just doing something, I'm just winging it. With a profile line 4, if you're winging it, this is your talent. So having people around you telling you like, oh, you're really good at this, that, and that is really helpful. So in order to attract clients, you just need to do what comes natural to you. The only, I would say, pitfall is that you think it's nothing special. So ask feedback to people around you, your clients, people who worked with you, peers, business friends. What do you think are my top 3 talents that I don't see, but you do see them? So, and you will be surprised with the profile line 2. And it's really helpful when you do this exercise, because people will tell you like in your face, this is what you're good at. And for you, it may be like, what? This is so simple. No, that's your talent. So that's the profile line 2. And that's how you attract your clients, by sharing what comes natural to you. Profile line 3 is all about experimenting, testing, trying, failing, getting back up again, doing it again, tweaking. And that's how we go through life. And I'm saying we because I have the 3 in my profile. And it was the hardest thing that I ever had to face, because I have 64 landing pages of stuff that I tried and that never worked. Before I knew that I have a profile line 3, I never said anything about that. I was ashamed of having tried so many things that didn't work. But now I'm sharing it, and this is again how I attract clients. I share my lessons. So I shared that I invested thousands and thousands of euros in masterminds and group programs that were not made for me. I'm sharing that I tried posting 5 days a week on LinkedIn, and it never got me any clients. So I'm sharing the lessons that I learned because this is the way I go through life. So I'm no longer ashamed of things that have failed. It's just I found a way that didn't work, and then I can continue. So instead of beating myself up over, oh, this failed, this didn't work, it's like, okay, it just didn't work. Let's move on. So that's really helpful. Then the profile line 4 is the opportunist, the connector. It's called the opportunist in human design. Don't ask me why, but it's the person who is the bridge between introverts and extroverts. You're the connector, you're the networker. So the way you attract clients is not through cold selling, it's through your network. Your network can help you to leverage your products, your services, your knowledge. So your network is the space where you get opportunities, where you meet new people, where you can do guest lectures, where you can be a speaker, where you can showcase your expertise. It's through your network. So it's also because you have a natural talent with a profile line 4 to see the introverts and the extroverts. And that's why people feel so comfortable with you. You see them, you really see them. And that's your strength, that's your super talent. So knowing this about yourself, cold selling, don't even do it. It's not that you cannot do it, but it's costing you a lot of energy and it's not bringing the best results. So using your network, asking for referrals, asking for affiliate programs, that is what's going to help you attract great new clients. Then the profile line 1, and Anne has the 5 in her profile, and the 5 is the fixer, the helper. It's the person who always has a solution. And with the 5, you have the ability to be a leader, but also in, I would say, an unusual way. Not, you don't follow the simple path. With a profile line 5, you are a bit of a rebel. You do things differently, and you have this unique view on things. And that's how you attract your ideal clients, through sharing your unusual vision and your perspective. However, what's important is that you don't help everyone, because you could, with a profile line 5, you could help and fix and serve everyone. But it's important that you really choose, like, this is the real ideal person. And to prevent that, you attract people who want to be saved and who want to be rescued. And that's not that's not people who you want to attract. You want the people who want to take action. So in your case, and the 5 and the 1 is that you are the fixer, the helper, the leader, and it's based on knowledge and information. And that combination makes you magnetic to ideal clients. I hope that all makes sense to everyone listening. And then last but not least, it's a profile line 6 that is also important to attract your ideal clients, is you're a role model. So, because what we think we need is to do a lot. Oh, I need to do things. I need to show, I need to create videos, I need to make and create. But the profile line 6 is a role model. So what you need to do is to be and share about your life. This is what you do. This is how you do it. And being a role model, having the profile line 6, also means that you have 3 stages in life: from 0 to 30, from 30 to 50, and 50 and up. From 0 to 30, it's all about experimenting, testing, trying, almost like profile line 3. from 30 to 50, it's making choices and really contemplating on what is it that I want to do. It's very often the period where people move, where they get a divorce, where they end friendships or start new ones. So it's really a time of radical choices, I would say. And then from 50 and up, life gets better and better because you start living and embodying what you have learned in the first 50 years. So being the role model means that share what you have learned in the first 50 years and show them how you do it. That's all you need to do. It's not like, oh, you need to give more and guide people. And you're a role model. So share how you do it and invite people with you on the journey. So, for instance, if you look at programs or products, a membership is great for a Profile Line 6 because you can show this is what my life is like, and this is what I've done, and this is what I've done for my clients. So, showing them instead of doing a lot of things. I hope that makes sense.
Totally.
So, Anne, did you want to say something?
No, I'm saying it completely makes you think. I mean, when you said about the impulse, where I used to do that, still do sometimes, where because I've so many ideas,
Yeah,
and so many things come to me. Oh, I need to do this. I need to do that. I mean,
yeah,
sometimes my brain feels like it's already exploded. And
yeah,
actually, is since having my human design, I've actually stepped back from that, tuned in, as you said, a few days.
yeah.
And the interesting thing is what I've got, because I'm about to do a launch next week or the week after, 27th.
Mm-hmm.
And usually you can imagine a manifesting generator. I am constantly, I've got this to do. You've seen
Yeah, yeah,
my challenges. There's so much
yeah,
stuff in them. And this time it's saying stillness,
yeah. Yeah.
which is alien to me.
Yes.
Is alien stillness. You need to go inside. Still do. I've still got what to do, but the work is more aligned this time.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what that launch is going to
Yes.
produce, and also because there's not as much of the Canva stuff and the workbooks and the da da da.
Yeah.
They are there, but
Yeah.
they're it's yeah. I'm listening, so it does work. So we'll wait and see.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And it's so wonderful what you said about, the workbooks and all the things. I mean, you're a machine when it comes to creating
Yeah,
content.
yeah.
And this is also very manifesting generator like.
Yeah.
And I know many people watch you and they're like, how does she do this? I could never do this. I could never
Mhm.
create so many workbooks and sheets and presentations and stuff. But this is typical manifesting generator. You have the
Mhm.
energy to do it, and
Mhm.
still it's a good thing to wonder, like, do I really need to do this? And do I need to do
Yeah.
this now? And
Mhm.
that's really helpful. I'm really curious to see how the launch is going, and I think that's also an element to address in this live.
Mhm.
When we look at your design, this part here, the root center in your design, it's colored. It means it's the center for drive and ambition, but it also means that for you it's easy, relatively easy, to handle the pressure of a launch when
Yeah.
this is white. And I know, Alexandra, and for you this is white. That means that having the pressure of a launch could be hell, and then you
Yeah.
feel like, oh my goodness, I need to have people in by this or that date, and pushing towards the deadline is not getting the best out of you. So
Mhm.
to for instance, if you want to run a program, if you want to bring in clients, having an ongoing enrollment would be so much better for you, because it's hard to deal with the deadlines, and you're fine with the deadlines. You're fine with
Yeah, I love
chaos.
deadlines.
So, and even you need deadlines.
Yeah.
If you put yourself on a deadline, then things get done.
Mhm.
But if you have this center white, it means that you constantly feel the pressure to perform and to deliver and to do things and to do more. But it's so important that we understand, oh, this is how I'm wired. There's nothing wrong with not dealing with deadlines. It's fine. Just build your business in a different way. And that's so helpful to know.
Yeah. Yeah.
One,
And,
yeah, sorry, go ahead.
and it's interesting as well that being a bridal designer before
Mm,
I was online, that was what I was. That was my main business, was a bridal designer and a lecturer in fashion. You have got deadline after deadline after deadline. I mean, it's constant, the deadlines
yeah,
that you, and that was my best work, was those
yeah,
deadlines.
yeah, I
Was
can
my best
imagine.
work.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
it's
so it,
funny.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's funny that
Mhm.
that's the way it works for people with a defined root center. Um, I was in Spain in summer, and at some point, very at the very beginning of my stay, I got a download for a book. I have a defined root center as well. And I made
Mhm.
this little deal with myself, like, let's see if I can finish writing the book before I leave Spain. So let's see if I can write the book in 6 weeks. And I love those kind of challenges with myself because
Mhm.
I have a defined root center. But if it would have been white, that would have been like, it would have been too
Yeah.
much
Yeah.
and too exhausting.
Mhm. Yeah. Totally. Totally.
Yeah.
And and what if somebody's got a sort of yellow center there? What happens when someone's got yellow? Because I can see Sarah said hers, and hers is yellow, her
Yes.
center.
Yes. So what that means basically is when whether it's red or yellow, it means that the gate, so the number over here, is in your on your left hand side of the chart, and the ones here in this center, the gates over here that are colored, are on the right hand side. So it basically means that this is in your conscious design
Mhm.
and this is in your unconscious design. For the
Mhm.
energy, it doesn't really matter that much whether it's conscious or unconscious. It becomes interesting
Mhm.
when you really start looking at the gate, at this specific gates. So that's in your conscious design, and this one over here is in your unconscious design.
Yeah.
I think it goes too far to really dive deep into the gates and the channels.
Yeah.
But there is a lot that can be interesting to have a look at, and especially again for your business, for attracting clients, it can be really interesting to have a look at your conscious Mercury, and this is your conscious Mercury, because that's what you're here to communicate. And the great thing about this is when you look at that conscious Mercury, your gate 20, I have gate 13. And what, so to use my own example, with my gate 13, that's the gate of the listener. So what I'm here to communicate is listening to my clients, to the people around me, but also to trends in the market, and listen and then communicate about that, talk about that. So that's what I'm here to do. Of course, related to human design. So what I do, I listen to what people are telling me, what they struggle with, is to attract clients, to get out of those standard cookie cutter blueprints because they don't work for them. So, and of course, I have experienced it. That's my profile line 3. but I'm also using my conscious Mercury to share what I have to share. So look up your conscious Mercury, then have a look at the gate, just Google it. I mean, there are so many um, uh, posts about it, but it's so interesting to look at it and just start doing that and start using that as the thing that you communicate, because it's life gets so much easier when you follow that design. And well, I'm also looking at the time because I could talk about this for hours. What
You
I'm
will
not going to
put-
do
yeah,
that, but if people have more questions about
yeah,
stuff,
that's what I
what
was about to
does it
say.
mean, how can we use it, I'm absolutely happy to answer any questions and dive deeper into it. People can find me in the school community. Of course, I have programs that I can share, but that's not what this is about at the moment. But
Mhm.
there are so many elements in your design that are game changers for your business, and I hope I've given you a bit of a flavor of how it can change for you once you start doing that. It was the best and the biggest game changer for me when I started doing it, because I stopped doing things that didn't work for me, like cold outreaches. I need to respond. I'm a generator. Cold outreaches are not going to work for me. Um, the endless launches and being consistent, and I can be relevant. That's what I'm here to do. Not to be consistent, but need to be consistent in my being relevant. Um, so yeah, there are so many elements there that we can work on. Alexandra, you're a bit blown away, a little confused. I can imagine.
So,
Sorry for
so
doing that.
there's some. We've got a couple of questions here. So Anne's
Yes.
saying she's a 4/6, so it explains a lot. And she says, I'm looking to do public speaking around functional medicine. So she's doing I think it's a PhD, Anne, isn't it, or a master's? And Anne's been a critical nurse for 20 odd years, for a long time anyway, so she knows her stuff, you know.
Yeah.
I'm about to into clinical training in January, big massive imposter syndrome. Nice to know this information, thank you. So what
Oh,
is the question, Anne, you're asking? What's the question that you're asking? Because you're saying you're about to do is public speaking around. Just unmute yourself, Anne, because
yeah.
Nicoline could answer that for you.
Yeah. Let's have a talk about that.
Oh, she's gone. She's oh no, did she come? Did she come back? She's like, I'm
Yeah,
not
she's back.
talking. There she is. She came back. She must be coming off and on there.
Yeah.
So yeah, so she's a 4/6. There she is. So I'm reckoning what she's asking there is public speaking good for her? There she is. On you go.
Yeah.
Unmute yourself, Anne. Unmute
Yeah.
yourself, my dear. Allow audio.
Yeah, lost connection
There we
there.
go. There you
Yes.
go.
Hi, Anne.
Hi there. Thank you so much, Nicoline. I just seen the chat. That was so informative. I really appreciate
Oh,
the
you're so
information
welcome.
there. It was really good. It was really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm a 4/6. So I was just trying to follow your explanation. It was really, really good. So thank you.
Oh, you're so
Um,
welcome. Yeah, so public speaking is great for you with a 4/6,
okay.
because the 4 is all about networking and
Yeah.
connecting with people, but also leveraging other people's networks. So getting
Right.
invited into other people's networks is a great way to honor the 4 in your design and tap into other people's audiences. So you don't have to do the heavy lifting, because cold selling
Mhm.
is hard for a profile line 4. But once you get invited into a group, you get like a warm invitation, and you get
Yeah.
recognition from the host, like, this is the
Oh,
expert.
So
Yeah.
you don't have to do the introductions and showing you're an expert. The host has already done that for you. So following
Oh,
that
that's
strategy is great.
oh great. Do you know that would
Well, I'm
explain a
going,
lot?
wait, 2 minutes. I'm going to actually follow on with that and ask Anne, invite Anne as a guest in the Spiritual Awakening Academy.
Mm,
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going
Brilliant.
to follow that in
Brilliant.
there. Okay,
Right, lovely.
and
That'd be great.
we'll get something, because I think what you do is
Mhm.
really, really important. And
Yeah.
it's coming from a scientific view as well. And I think it's really important, because people think when you say spiritual that it's all woo woo and all the rest of it. Well, you know what I'm
mm,
like. I like a spiritual, but I'm also science backed as well. And I
Very
think
much
it's really
so.
important
Mhm.
for
Yes.
people to see, and what you're doing as well for the
Yeah,
body.
because
So there you go.
oh, thank you so much. That's great, Anne. Thank you. Because I think it'd be brilliant because yeah, the gut mind, the metaphysical
Yeah,
meditation that we do, it's amazing. And it's so
yeah,
important.
totally.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're
but
welcome.
this
You're
this
welcome.
is so great, right? With the
Yeah.
profile line 4, you get
Mhm.
opportunities through your network.
That's
And
amazing.
and once you start following that, you can use it consciously. So ask your network, listen, I would do more public speaking around this or
Mhm.
that topic. Who could you introduce me to? And then
Yeah.
your network starts doing the introductions for you.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, that's
Yeah.
fantastic. Thank you
There you
so
go.
much. This has been great. Thank you.
Wonderful.
It's great. Thank you.
Wonderful.
And thanks, Anne. Anybody else got any questions for Nicoline before we finish? It's been absolutely amazing, by the way. And even though I know you, and I've had my human design chart, I've even learned quite a wee bit, and I've been,
Mm,
as I said earlier, about the stillness, which is hard for me
yeah.
to. I do meditate. Yeah, I meditate a lot, but actually, when I'm working, me having stillness in work is different. But actually, what I'm finding is happening is I'm doing the work, I'm having the stillness, and then I'm enhancing the work. So I'm
Mm,
not doing more, I'm enhancing what I've already done,
that's
which
right.
is a different way for me to do things, but actually it's more satisfying.
Yeah, it is. It is. And the thing is,
More
with you being a
satisfying.
manifesting generator, it's so easy for you to move on to the next thing
Yeah.
because you're
Mhm.
quick and you're fast and you can see, like, oh, because you're here to find the shortcut. That
Yeah.
is what you are here to do as a manifesting generator. So it's so
Yeah.
easy to just hop on to the next thing. But
Yeah.
the power comes from really taking the time and, like,
Mhm.
okay, I'm gonna enhance and deepen the knowledge and what it
Yeah.
is that you're here to do. So I love that.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Sarah, do you have a question? Alexandra, because with you, does any have a question? See you on. These have come
No, no
online.
questions. I saw one
No
comment
question.
who said, I'm a little confused. Where can we get a full reading, please? Well, just connect with me. I'll send you a link to give you a full reading, and you get a full report, and we're really going to dive deep into your design. And one of my favorite things to do, actually.
And Nicoline knows her stuff. She really does know her stuff. She's been doing it a while. Hence why I asked her on, because I thought
Thank you.
it would really be very valuable for our audience. And as
Yes.
Nicoline says, you can connect to her. She's in our Spiritual Awakening Academy. So you can connect to her that way. What platforms are you? So you're on YouTube, because you've done
Yes,
YouTube.
obviously.
Yeah, you've done YouTube. And
And
how
I'm
else
on
can they get you?
yeah, and I'm on LinkedIn and Instagram. So those
Perfect.
are my platforms, and I lost access to my Facebook account last
Yeah,
year.
I've
That's a
been.
story for another day. But um, hence the reason why I really wanted to build my
Yeah.
YouTube presence and
Mhm.
and my email list. So
Yeah, totally. That's the
yeah,
way it should really be. They're the ones I find that they bring the high ticket clients in. Is
Yes.
the YouTube, definitely for me anyway, and also for giving value, because that's our you know, for us to
Yes.
do that is to give that knowledge, put that knowledge out, and that YouTube's very good for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Nicoline. It's been
You're so
absolutely amazing.
welcome. It was a
I would love to
pleasure.
have you back about, you know, so we can look at other thingies
Oh, absolutely.
in the future. I think it'd be absolutely amazing,
Great.
because I think it's very good for, as you say, to get people who have got different things, you know. But and I'm all about, as you said, knowledge, but I'm all about the spiritual, but I'm also about science as well, you know, and how we can help each other. Because it's all about
Yes.
collaborations, you know, it's all about us connecting to one another, and I'm all for that. The more we connect, the better we get
Yes.
our stuff out there. Yeah,
Absolutely.
so that's what we're doing.
Absolutely. I loved doing this. So thank you for the opportunity, Anne. And
Amazing, been amazing. Yeah,
to be
love you.
continued.
What I'll do is I'll hopefully I can get this, because I tried to download it when we did the live last week. So hopefully I am going to download it and put it up. Usually it doesn't take long to say. So I'll put it into the classroom under, I think, master classes, because I would say this is a master class. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll put it under there. If anybody wants to see it, and I'll put a post up for anybody that's seen it, if they want to go back in there. And any questions you have about your human design, NIcoline doesn't bite. She's very good at giving you good information, you know. And even if you maybe even wanted to work with her, you know, get in touch. Yeah. She's
Absolutely.
very
Let's
good at what she
connect.
does. Yeah, she's been doing it a
Great.
long time. Okay,
Yes.
guys.
All
See
right.
you later.
Thank
Would you like to
you.
finish with anything, Nicoline? Is that us?
Well, what I really would love to highlight is that whenever you are doubting yourself in business, and when you think like, oh, am I even cut out to do this? You have everything you need. You really do. You only need to know where to look in your design. So that's my famous last words.
Good last words as well. Okay, guys.
All
Thank you.
right.
Thank you, everybody, for
See
coming
you.
onto the live, and everybody that's going to watch and replay. And if you're watching this and replay and you do have any questions, please just put it on in the message that I've got, and Nicoline or myself will come in and answer it for you. Or if I can't answer, obviously Nicoline will answer it, even if you're watching this in replay. Okay.
Absolutely.
Thank you,
right.
thank you, thank you. It's been an
Thank
absolute
you.
pleasure. Okay.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.